What is going on, everyone? This is Jabo. I'm your host, Brendan Bryan, and these are my power rankings for the NASCAR Cup Series after the 8th race of the year at Bristol. Let's get started. I just have to quickly mention that the 750 horsepower package, I don't know if it's just me, but it's just been kind of so far this season. Racing at Phoenix I thought was better. Racing at Darlington was pretty good, but if it is improving the racing so far this season elsewhere, it's been very minimal. Maybe COTA was a slight drawback, and then Bristol and Martinsville were both slight gains. I don't know. It was just kind of a, racing was just fine, I thought. Really don't understand why they keep changing the tire compound. We have a tire that shreds, put them on the car. Let's see these drivers learn tire conservation, gosh darn it. Give them 3 sets and good luck. That's my motto, or at least my mindset, just like the lower series. Anyway, still a pretty decent race overall. It looked like Kyle Larson was going to run away with this early, but Ryan Blaney really had the car to beat all day long. And if it wasn't for his pit crew, he probably would have. He has lost, 86 I think is the number of positions on pit road to start the season. Dang, that's really bad. And I think they replaced the Jackman after this race, but it seemed like to me it was the rear tire changer that's kind of the issue. That's just from what I can tell from watching his pit stops. And the guy they got isn't even here. I think they got Josh Berry's Jackman, but he's not even available, so they have to get another Jackman from Noah Gragson. So it's just a mess for Ryan Blaney right now on pit road. Still had the fastest car of the day. Made a questionable late race pit stop. I thought track position was a lot more important than tires, but I guess Blaney didn't think so, and it almost didn't matter. But he could just not get around Ty Gibbs, who finally, after almost 4 seasons, breaks through in the NASCAR Cup Series. I don't know if anyone thought this day would ever come, especially after last season. I thought Ty Gibbs was the problem in the JGR equation, but maybe it was Chris Gabehart. My goodness, he's been on a tear recently, and this could just be the start of a multi-win season. He's been that fast as of recent, so congrats to Ty Gibbs on his first career win. All right, taking a look at the power rankings now. A lot of movement. I was surprised how much I was, throughout the power rankings. Your biggest loser of the week, as you can see, is Ty Dillon. It's not like he really, had a terrible race. He just had a Ty Dillon race, and he's finally kind of settling in after that early season success of top 20s. This is going to be the normal from now on. How about Riley Herbst gaining 2 spots in the rankings? He's shown speed as of late, had speed this race as well. If it wasn't for getting shuffled back in the pack because of cycles and all that stuff, probably had a top 10 car, so man, he might actually have some potential here. Also really funny, he got in a spat with Kyle Busch. Speaking of one guy kind of on the upswing and one guy on the downswing, Kyle Busch, I finally had to do it. I've put Austin Dillon ahead of him in the power rankings because, who's really had the better season at this point? Kyle Busch is just, I don't know. I predicted him to go on some crazy free agency this season, but at this rate, his value is so low, he may just retire at this rate. If I was him, honestly though, I would try to find a top tier ride in lower series and just win every race. That's at least what I would do at this point because it is not working in the Cup Series. Shout out as well to Todd Gilliland. Got caught up in a bit of an accident early when Shane Van Gisbergen got loose in the corner, came up the track and collected a bunch of cars, which included Todd Gilliland and Alex Bowman, who I have to give a shout out as well, who, if you didn't know, has been out with vertigo for the last few races, and this was his return at Bristol, and, well, it's not the return he was wanting, but he did finish first out of the cars who finished last, so, that's something to write home about, but I don't know how he would feel about that. But anyway, back to Todd Gilliland. He ended up taking a 2-tire strategy late in the race. Shocked more people didn't do it based on how track position was so important at Bristol, but it gained him enough spots and he was able to finish 6th. Good on him. Also, another solid result for the Spire drivers. mainly looking at Hocevar and Daniel Suarez, who has been kind of that guy who starts races poor this season but finishes them pretty strong. Another sneaky result for Suarez. You see Austin Cindric moving up 2 spots, not really because he did anything great. Did have a lot of good speed in this race, didn't quite finish it out, but just because, Gisbergen finished towards the back of the field, and Chastain is just, gosh, he's not doing much better. As we continue up the power rankings, you see I have Christopher Bell falling back 2 spots, and this is something really interesting I wanted to point out. At JGR, the 2 drivers I think everyone had circled to start this season were Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell to just dominate. But in all honesty, it's Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs, the 2 drivers I think most people thought would either suck or at least regress some. So kind of an interesting switch in expectations. Obviously, Bell and Briscoe will eventually return to, victory lane this season. But for now, that's kind of where they are. They're lagging behind Ty Gibbs and Denny Hamlin of all people. Also, William Byron, my goodness, that was bad. That might be his worst performance ever. I don't know what, you remember Joey Logano a few weeks ago at Darlington? William did that. He did the same thing, and I don't know if it's the 750 package or what it is, but just random duds from some of the better drivers in the field. That's why he's dropped 2 spots in the rankings at the moment, because oof. Now Denny Hamlin moving back a spot, not because he had a bad day, but because Ty Gibbs has completed his arc. He has been so good as of recent, finally gets the win. He has gained 4 spots in the rankings. He is your biggest winner of the week. I have nothing bad to say about him at this rate. He could easily go out and win another 2, maybe even 3 races this year. Kansas is coming up next weekend. He'll be fast there. They go back to Bristol in the fall. He'll be fast there also. So congrats to him. Also, Ryan Blaney finished 2nd. He's still 2nd in the standing. And Tyler Reddick, really good showing on a short track. That is something that the team really needed. He'll be a favorite going to Kansas, and he is still atop your power rankings. Well, there you have it, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to my weekly NASCAR Cup Series power rankings on Jabo. I've been your host, Brendan Bryan, and I will see you all next week after the aforementioned Kansas.